hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What is going on, entertainment? So time come tell with another video. We talking Hollywood hot topics, aka a stop in the mother and neighborhood. Okay. First story I wanted to get into, y'all, is a story I found, even though it's wrong, a little funny. Megan Thee Stallion. So she's being sued by her photographer for being forced to watch her eat cat and fat shaming him. They said the cameraman Emilio Garcia says he was trapped inside of a vehicle while the whole thing went down. After the incident, he says Megan told him don't ever discuss what we saw and berated and fat shamed him and treated him differently. While he's discussing what he allegedly saw in court, while in Spain in 2022, Garcia says he was in a vehicle with Meg and 3 other women. He says Megan and one of the women began to have sex in the moving car. I felt uncomfortable. I was kind of frozen. I'm so used to seeing people stop. Let me stop. And I was shocked at the overall audacity to do this right by me. The audacity, okay? Garcia told NBC. He says the following day, Meg asked him while he was in the vehicle. And after he said yes, that's when she allegedly gave him the warning that we mentioned earlier, saying, don't ever discuss what you saw. As for the fat shaming, he says while on the trip, she said things like fat whore and told him, spit your food out. You don't need to be eating. He says Meg created a very hostile work environment for him. The harassment was so severe or pervasive, he explained. Garcia began working for Meg as her personal cameraman in 2018. He stopped working with Meg in 2023. He says after the trip, he saw a decrease in booking from Megan and a pay structure change. He says there's no HR department in the entertainment industry, so he's advocating for himself. He says Megan also misclassified him as an independent contractor instead of an employee, so he was unable to get health care. Per the report, the suit seeks unpaid wages as well as interest on the unpaid wages, unpaid overtime wages, and other employee benefits at the legal rate. Okay? Here's a couple of things. First of all, while she was down there kitty clicking, you should have been out there flicking. I would have pulled out my handy dandy Canon and would have, so you could have pictorial proof of this. And if she caught you, say that you're taking boudoir photos. If y'all know what boudoir photos, it's photos on a risque type of end, okay? And I would say it's for your personal view and collection, Megan. All right? That poor man. Here's the thing. I do feel like this is a case of a disgruntled employee because 2023 is very recent. That's like a day ago. I even remember them doing mukbangs together. So if it was that bad of an experience, y'all, you wouldn't be taking your personal time to be doing mukbangs and like it would just be work for you. This gives very disgruntled. And Megan, if this is true, you have no shame. Like you guys are on a commute and you just wanted to eat cooter. Like you just was like, oh my God, I could really eat some right now. Oh, and he just got down there. They probably was hitting speed bumps. The juices went a flying. That boy didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. The juices just went a flying. It's giving the cameraman on Transformer Rolling. What's up with y'all abusing these camera people and these photographers? It's becoming a pandemic at this point. Now, Rolly's cameraman, you need to sue Zeus too, because that shouldn't have been done either. Okay, you having a regular work day. Next thing you know, you get juices flying in your face. I wouldn't appreciate that. Okay, like I said, when she was kitty clicking, you should have been a flicking. And then you do it and you don't put the flash on so she don't see you taking a picture. And I'll be like, oh, I'm just adjusting my settings for the next photo shoot. Yeah. Continue. Yeah. Put your tongue over there. Like, I'm just saying, because I just feel like with this story, it's her word against his. Unless the people in the car and unless the girl that Megan was feasting on could back up his story, he's in a pickle. Because that's going to be very hard to prove unless you have text messages, recorded phone calls. Because from what you say, she just warned you in person and say, hey, my tongue ain't do nothing last night. You know that, right? Like, she didn't really, call, text, email, none of that. So I don't know how that's going to work in a court of law. I just don't know how that's going to work for a court of law. But if it is true, Megan, you really don't have any shame. Like, that's really not disgusting, but that's really like inappropriate. Clearly, this man is gay. That has nothing to do with anything. But just because that's the case doesn't mean that you should be comfortable just doing any and everything. And I'm guessing this was around Megan's, heydays, her wild days when she used to drink Hennessy for breakfast. So that was probably around that time frame. So I could believe the story happened. I'm not saying it didn't happen at all. It's just in a court of law, you're going to have a substantial amount of evidence to be able to win because of the recent time that you cut employment with her or she cut employment with you. It's very recent. It's not like you stopped working for the lady after a year working with her. You stopped last year. 2023 is crazy. Okay? And Megan, you should have kept your tongue in your mouth. I'm just saying. Like, damn. This is supposed to be a regular commute and you turn it into Conalongas. The jokes right themselves, y'all. I'm telling you. Regular commute and you turn it to Conalongas. How do you do that? Why would you do that? Like, seriously.
Now, I know you ain't doing that. I can't believe you did this. That's why I don't tell you nothing. Because why you do that? Why I do what?
Why you do that? Keep your tongue in your mouth, okay? Now, her team did put out a statement and basically said this is just pure BS, okay? They said this is an employment claim for money with no SCX harassment claim filed and with salacious accusations to attempt to embarrass her, says Superior. Emilio Garcia said that he'd been dealing with a rage of mental health problems after Megan allegedly forced him to watch her have relations with a woman in Ibiza. Okay? So we in Ibiza. All right? Megan was a wild girl. Listen, 2020 through 2021 was a blur for many people. She probably don't even remember that. Okay? A figment of her imagination probably went by. Poor guy. But I don't know. I just feel like it is a disgruntled employee situation when it comes to this. I just don't see her mistreating him for that long and him continuing to work with her. Because you could say, oh, some people, you got to get your money, et cetera, but like, you've already worked with her for a little bit amount of time, so you already have that experience. So if you guys have to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can no longer work with you," I think I'm gonna move. You make up a lie. That's the the common excuse when you want to quit a job or something like that. Oh, I'm moving for this or whatever, right? And then you end up working with another celebrity. It's not like, you feel me? It would be that difficult, especially with you having Megan as somebody under your resume. And now that's not even somebody you could kind of back up because you're suing the bitch. And you might not even win because Megan in court usually takes heavy W's. Now, 50 Cent has some things to say. And he posted it and said, this cameraman and the lawyer who made this claim should be punched in the head. I'm sorry. 2 women start making out. I'm not offended. This case is thrown out of my court. Here's the thing. Not everybody, adjusts and takes things the same. Me, it wouldn't have fazed me. I done seen a lot. I done did some things. So it's like not a lot of things would be like, oh my God. Like, I'm like, okay. either I done seen it, I done heard about it, or I done seen a video. Like nothing like shocks me anymore. That's why I think this is a little frivolous, to be honest. So, but you can't use that as an excuse. A lot of people do not react to certain things the same because they've been through certain things that other people have not. People like me have seen the cat getting eaten and just, like it's not gonna be like, oh my god, like uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I don't see a many cats. It would be nothing that would faze me. The only thing that would bother me is if the cameraman, like in Roly Poly Show, and I got juices flying on me. Now that's where I'll feel away. Like, that's a biohazard. You gonna have to stop, Bookie Black. But besides that, do what you gotta do. Now, JT dropped her cover for OK. I don't like this. It looks like AI drawn, and it doesn't look appealing to her. I just don't like it. I feel like she's trying to go for like an older aesthetic, meaning like the 90s rappers, 90s video girls. I get where she's going for with the type of look and aesthetic she's going for, but I hate the cover. It looks cheaply made. And some of the artwork that she's put out so far, solo wise, it's been really nice. I like her cover art for Sideways, everything. Like I like that. This, it gives like Snickers bar, but Tata's look amazing. Ta-ta-ta-licious, ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-licious. That bitch over there. It's ta-ta-ta-licious, ta-ta-ta-licious. Okay, I cannot wait for the track to drop. Y'all know I love the preview. I love the song just based off of the preview already. So I already know the song in itself is going to eat. There's like no denying that. Also, 50 Cent, come here. Wait a minute, because this hasn't been talked about. There's a lady, Selena Powell, who was on that Now That's TV show, and she exposed 50 Cent of allegedly her eating his Debbie cakes. Now, I don't remember him being okay with this being out there. She said his name, but they bleeped it out. But the girl kept saying many men, which of course is a 50 song track or whatever, right? So you so worried about this whole case. We need you to speak up on this accusation. Because you love to kiki and about all these other niggas' sexual escapades and stuff. But you letting Selena Powell, and her tongue has been around more than Emilio's camera. And you let her eat your Debbie cakes. How about you address that? I love how people are sweeping that under the rug, but I caught that. Now let's talk about this Quavo diss track. Of course, I listened to it. The problem with this song and this diss track, it was sounded like every other Migos song. I said D-I-C-K track. This diss track should have been a song to where it didn't sound like any other Quavo song, and he really shouldn't have played around with it, because I feel like with this diss track, he sort of played around with how he sounded. Like he just was lazy, didn't give Chris Brown any energy. When he literally wished you dead, okay? He not only summoned the dead, he wished you dead, okay? So I feel like he should have came a little bit harder in regards to the delivery. And the lines were very dated. He hit Rihanna, okay? We all know that. We all know that. I would have went, if I was the ghostwriter, right? This is how I would get Chris Brown activated. I would talk about his powder donut usage, his relationship with Karrueche. A lot of people forget and negate that fact. Karrueche, to me, had more of an emotional effect on Chris Brown than Rihanna did. Rihanna had emotional effect because he hit her and the public embarrassment that came with that. But Karrueche, that rocked Chris Brown's world. I would have brought that up. I would have said this nigga might be mad because he can't get no more coochie from Karrueche. You see what I'm saying? Like, I would have put in something there, some more good jabs. I just feel like the jabs were so dated. The Karrueche thing really would have ate him up. I would have talked about his powder donuts uses, Karrueche situation. I would have talked about his son. It's a diss, y'all. He wished him dead. So there's no more lawyer you can get than that. I would have talked about his son. Y'all know how Tommy called his son all ugly? I would have said I agree with Tommy, your son, but ugly. You gotta go there. It's a diss track. I think that would have activated Chris Brown. He's already activated, but now he think he could play with you because he competed in your own game and outread you. So Quavo took a big L with this track hard. Now I agree with Natalie. I agree with Tommy because Tommy, I don't know if I said Tommy or Natalie, but Tommy called his son ugly. So I would have used that too. That's the problem. Quavo, you need to get more gossiping ass friends and niggas around you if you're going to put out a diss track because they're going to get the tea and bring it back to you. You need a punk or two in your crew so they could get the tea and put it and help you with that diss track. That diss track would have been fire had I been up in that room because I would have put out every wish thing about him. He said, PUSS nigga pull up, crash out about your bag. Lil B come dance battle with my Drake. You been effed up your bag when you punch me in the face. Talking about Fashion Week, you sparing who? Come punch me in the face. Ain't no but a fade, you know you lost to Frank. Frank Ocean. Niggas ran in your house, tied up your aunt because you ain't pay auntie. This bully got your name, Chris. Don't ever bring up take pussy. Okay? You know you have to, you awesome 304s out here, pussy. I'm talking about like these bleed once a month type. I call your 304 for Punani. I hit your 304 for Punani. I did a favor coming to save you, but you owe me. Owe me. I'm on the edge, don't push me. Don't. You work with the feds. Commit a crime and it did no time. Can't fake it. We know that you. Time after time, I pull up and wipe me a little baby nose. He wipe it. Dropping a dime and pillow talking to these in hoes. Glitter and gold, punani nah. You been exposed. Little boy wanna die about some hoochie. Oh, you still about Karuchi? Hell. My whole thing is, I know he mentioned Karuchi, but it's the wordplay that he put into it. You are mad that you can't get no coochie from Karuchi. And you see how that rhyme? Instead of want to die by some coochie, you still effed up about Karuchi. You try to beat up Tiana, but Usher wouldn't let you do it. The pot of donuts got your honor, white. Bipolar disorder, no wonder. We stomp in the yard, you know how that ended. Won't smoke with me, fighting over 304s and Bs. Now, Saweetie was put into this whole melee, and she did not like some of the stuff that Quavo said in the track and exposed a DM that Quavo sent her recently. It's the fact that he's in the general, too. That is funny to me. He's not even in the primary. And it said, damn, we used to mean AF to each other. We used to mean a lot to each other, I'm guessing. And then she didn't open it. Karuchi, I don't say Karuchi. Quavo wants that old thing back. It's obviously clear. I think he was in love with that girl down. But now it's too much drama and there's too much turmoil between them because of this Chris situation and other niggas. Lil baby. So it would be kind of hard for her and him to kind of rekindle that flame because the flame has already been put out so much. There's been so much light and gasoline thrown at the flame. So it'd be kind of hard for them to kind of rekindle that, to be honest. Who wins between the battle between Chris and Quavo? Of course, Chris. I knew with the album that he did with Tyga that he was going to win. He actually raps. Quavo is good in an ensemble. He's not good alone. And that's what sucks. Okay? And you notice how Saweetie did this to Quavo and not Chris Brown. Because Chris Brown sort of threw your name in there too. You didn't really have much to say, but you're going to go back and readjust your lyrics. And he was one of the first people to really throw your name in there. in a disrespectful way too at that. Like he had you and passed you around. So that's interesting. Okay. It's Rick Ross for me. This video to me was so cringe. Now, you know he dropped a diss track against Drake. And now he dropped the video.
Work for the field, go and count me a meal. Kill you niggas for free, do it all for the thrill. Niggas leaking their records when we speaking directly. If we keeping it gangster, when you see me, you check it.
I will say this, Rick Ross's teeth is A1. Y'all know I'm a teeth type of nigga. He got some nice ass teeth. I know they probably fake, but like he got nice teeth. They got really nice teeth. Okay, I couldn't stop looking at his teeth the whole time. I'm just like, I didn't even pay attention to what he was saying in the diss in the video. I was just looking at his teeth. Okay, the fact that Drake pays him dust to me, I find it hilarious. Some people really got to do that because I remember one time I had snapped at this one Zeus person, and I'm like, after I did it, I regretted it immediately. I'm like, why did you do that? Like, some people you really just gotta ignore because they're scum. And Drake is treating him like scum. You got to, okay? And you learned it the hard way after snapping on him the first time. Now, Chingy did an interview where he talked about how his career went down the drain, how Sydney Star gained everything and he lost everything. And there was an argument posed in the media, should Chingy sue Sydney Star for lost damages due to defamation because of her claiming that they messed around or whatever? I think he should. And I think he should have been did that. Sydney, to me, what she did was very reckless, especially with it being not true. You ruined his career for nothing. Trans or not, LGBTQ or not, you lied on this man and you cost him a whole lot of money. And it's like Sydney's apologetic, but in her mind, I still feel like she gets a little off about it because that was like her claim to fame was allegedly sleeping with one of the hottest rappers and musicians at that time frame, and her kind of getting the clout off of it, world star clout at that. So I do feel like he needs some monetary compensation about it because Sydney at some points talks about it on interviews to this day. She's over there doing interviews with Tasha K talking about it. So he deserves some sort of monetary compensation for this. You lied. You lied. So he wouldn't be wrong. Now, she said, I was very apologetic and I took accountability. I was looking for attention at the time of my life to get known because trans women were not looked at for anything but negativity. I said I was wrong and I lost a lot too. No, you didn't, Sydney. Sydney gained a lot. I agree with him a lot. Sydney's clout is at an all-time high right now. She didn't lose anything, in my opinion. She lost a little respect, but who really had respect for Sydney Star besides the Chingy situation? I mean, come on now. She gets beat up every show she's on. Like, let's not just act like, people are just like, oh, Sydney's that, we're like, no. I said I was wrong and I lost a lot too. If I could take it all back, I would. I've asked for forgiveness and I'm a good person at the end of the day. There's nothing more I could do. You need to give them coin. That's what you could do as a thank you gift. Okay? That's the right thing to do. Next I wanted to get into is Chrisean. You know what's crazy? I put it on my community page, and Chrisean, you guys, has sort of disappeared into thin air in regards to her clout. Like, her clout, to me, has diminished severely. We barely talk about a Chrisean Rock ever anymore. To the point where I literally forgot she existed up until I seen this post pop up because she was addressing the fact that, the tattoo on her face is actually real. And it's like, I'm wondering, like, right now she's at 5 mil. When Blue gets out of jail, will we as the media pick up on this whole love triangle between her, Jaden, and everything else? Or will the media still try to ignore them because we haven't talked about them so long? I'm very interested to see how it's all going to play out because it will show who really had the clout. Because if Blueface gets out and there's not a whole lot of drama and the circus isn't surrounding him media-wise with her, that shows that their clout together was not long-standing. But if he gets out and it's the whole circus again, every 2 posts is Chrisean and Blueface, that means the whole time he was the clout. And they needed each other. That's what it shows. And nobody doubted that face tattoo was wrong. We knew you were stupid. Let me stop about like, ugh. All right, so this whole hair situation between Kenya and Beyonce, y'all need to get off my girl Kenya. Kenya been doing her Kenya more hair care. Okay? And you guys are trying to pin these 2 women against each other, and I don't find it cool. I feel like Kenya has busted her ass in regards to this Kenya Moore hair care situation. She's been talking about it for years. And anytime a bigger artist or a bigger person with a bigger platform does something after somebody with a smaller following does it, you guys tend to make it seem like the person with the smaller platform is trying to eat off of the big person. And it's not the case. And now I do not think Beyonce did a whole hair care line because of her. I think Beyonce has always wanted to do it and has been planning on doing it, not because of Kenya, but just because she wanted to, and she has big, long, healthy hair. So I hate how the people in the fans were trying to throw it in Kenya's face as if like she cared or something. Now, Beyonce's video, y'all, was so soothing. I felt like I was watching like a meditation video. When she was getting her hair washed and done, it felt so calming. I'm like, whoa, like it felt like I was in a spa watching the video. Like, okay, like I didn't know her hair was that thick and long. It was very surprising to see it. Not gonna lie. Okay. Let me know what you guys think down below about some of these topics. Do you think the photographer will win? And do you believe his claims with the kitty clicking? Okay, leave your comments down below, and we're out, babies.
No personal thing.